Welcome back to the Artifact Swiss tournament.
What's our standings, Zach?
Does he lift?
Probably. Yo, did it start? We're watching him, right?
Now we're waiting.
We're still waiting.
Okay.
He's going to be playing against
RobaAJG. Can we see his deck
RobaAJG.
beforehand?
We can see the heroes. Oh, yeah, we can actually see the deck. So he has 2 red and 3 black heroes. And of his 3 black heroes, he's running 2 Debbies.
Oh.
And I believe we talked to Hype a little bit earlier, and he said he's running 3 paydays. And he has, I believe, a whopping 4 iron gold mines.
Oh, so Ironfall Gold Mine is an improvement that you play, and then you get 3 gold after the round's over.
That's right.
It is,
and it's great to combo with that Payday, which is a 3-mana black spell that does double your gold.
Yeah. So it's like, nice little IRA. You just invest some mana into a nice improvement that gives you some gold.
Is it IRA? It's not after future.
It's not
it gives you gold
it's not
like
taxing
every
you,
turn.
dude.
That's right.
You don't get taxed on it.
It's like putting your money in the saving account. It just gives you money.
Scams, yeah. It's a pyramid scheme.
So Reach is 2-0-2. That's going to be a rough one. Him trying to
so Reach is fighting for his life at this point. Yeah, he
has
needs
to win all
every
his
game.
games.
Yeah, win everything from now on.
And it's still not guaranteed to top.
None of are any of our guys 4-0?
Yol Larson.
No.
Yol.
Yol Larson.
Yol's 4-0. Okay. Double Zeus, pretty good.
Was pretty good for his 3-0, and his second draft.
He played really well.
Just as good.
No, he got carried by his decks. Let's be real.
You think so? No, he played so well, dude.
He's playing very well today. I thought we should, before the game starts, we haven't really gone over the archetypes of these colors.
Sure.
And so I would love to just go through each of them, especially with the red and black that we have right now.
Okay.
Just from pure baseline stats, right? I feel like there's give and take for every color. So for red, you have both the health and the attack reasonably high, right?
Yes.
But you have a lot of cards that deal with just punching and just like dealing with direct damage, right? So these are your face.
Yeah, red has strong heroes, but the spells aren't super strong.
Right.
Most of them, at least.
Exactly. Yeah, they pretty much need to win combat. In fact, you know how we keep talking about Bristleback sniping hero on turn 1? That has to happen for red, or they're actually behind. At least that's how I look at it. So
So red, big beefy guys.
Usually with armor
attack,
and stuff too.
Armor, health, but their spells aren't that super good.
Yeah.
Then you have green. Green, I would say that they do a lot of buffing.
They have big butts.
Yeah, they have
a lot of health.
They have a lot of health.
Yeah.
A lot of big creeps.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things that interact and buff, but they're
they're kind of like
not the
a
best
support
attacking.
class, right?
Yeah.
Like it's great to pair them with any of the colors just to keep them alive.
A lot of great defensive spells.
And then black, which is the other color combo that Hyped has right now in his deck. It's high attack, but low health, pretty much. But there's a lot of spells that are cross lane.
A lot of offense.
A lot of ganking. Right, yeah. They're the assassins.
That's my style.
How come you don't play black?
I do.
Play red,
black and red, dude.
Okay.
Let's go.
They also make money really well.
That's true. Yeah, that's why
generating gold and stuff.
Yeah.
Hype's got that deck with making money. And what's the point of making money here? Well, he said he's got some pretty good items. Vesture of the Tyrant, as we've seen in a previous game, doing a lot of work. That 3 extra armor on a tower means that that's 3 armor or 3 damage mitigated from all of the units attacking that tower.
Vesture of the Tyrant costs 19. It's an armor item. And it lets you deploy. Rapid deployment. That means that normally a hero dies, has to wait a turn before coming back in. But Vesture of the Tyrant's like buyback. He's just coming back right away. Yeah.
All right.
So here we go.
Game is ready. So we'll go in. We'll come back to blue. All right. So going in, looks like...
So every turn, this bounty hunter can proc his 50% chance. Janata, he didn't do it this time, but thankfully it didn't really matter since he's hitting a creep, right?
He's killing the creep regardless. And then, of course, on the Beastmaster, he has the little 3 next to his ability. So you don't get to use your active ability
right away.
So this guy needs 3 more turn. And once he has it available, he could summon a 3/1/3 beast.
So there's a beast. It just appears on the left or right.
Yeah.
And it can, it just acts like a normal creep.
Yeah. He's good for kind of going wide, if that makes sense. You're trying to build your board.
So he's not tracking. So tracking means you get plus 10 gold if that hero dies. Probably saving it for this.
He probably was smart and he looked ahead.
Yep.
So just to make sure we're all on the same page, our feature player Hype, he's on the top half of the board. And RobaAJG, who now just got off the track, is on the bottom side. And getting off a track hill on turn 1 Pretty nice start.
Yep.
Look at his gold.
He's 16 gold, and Hype's only at 6.
Yeah.
So, Battle of the Cleaves here.
Yep.
Mag has that ability to keep him cleave.
Shopping phase. So Rob is looking at his shop right now. 9 items in his deck. He could choose to buy from this deck, and it will keep revealing.
Yeah, and
that
item on the left is random.
Mm-hmm.
It will be, and if you buy it, you can just buy one. But if you buy the middle one, you can buy it. It displays another one.
Yep.
See, so he just
like
bought 2.
Seeing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 1 gold short from this hourglass, which is quite a strong item. Basically locks all the cards that the opponent is drawing every round. And now we're at the hero deployment phase. And for those of you who don't know, those creeps, again, 2 random creeps spawn on any of these 3 lanes. So we have Rob's 2 creeps going to the right, and Hype's 1 to the right and 1 to the left.
So this placing the Jumoy left means he's definitely going in front of the Beastmaster.
Yep.
So he's willingly tanking that.
Yeah, otherwise, if there are creeps coming into this lane, it's going to be kind of a toss-up between what gets placed in front of the Beastmaster.
Yeah, anytime in Artifact, when you're playing a new unit, it has to kind of fulfill any gap before it goes into any other position. So because there was a gap in front of the Beastmaster, Yumoy could have essentially only went there.
Yes. Yeah, and there's a kind of rule of thumb that there are no such thing as empty gaps. So even if you see a case where say Winter Wyvern moves away from an empty space, you'll see the lanes kind of shrink down and condense into a smaller lane.
So what's he thinking about?
Hyped. I think he's thinking between Smeevil, which is going to widen his board, buff his hero.
Yep.
And I think his other option there was Sucker Punch, which probably will get casted in the last lane.
Sucker Punch stuns a unit blocking an allied red hero. So
he's saving it for the Sven?
Yeah, I think so.
Sven in the last lane here, he could stun the Magnus.
And that's just enough to kill him,
yeah. So yeah, on top of that stun, it deals that 2 extra damage to that unit. Rob does have some money engines going for him as well, with the Bounty Hunter's track ability and also his own Iron Fog gold mine.
401k.
401k, just retirement funds piling up right here. And let's see what Rob has in his deck. Oh, looks like we both have some Vestures going on.
Okay.
So he's looking to also ramp up that gold in order to buy that, and then just that Vesture just proves to be a very annoying point that Hype's going to have to deal with.
So now equips an item.
Keeps his Beastmaster alive, and Stonehall Cloak will give it 2 health every turn.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. It's compounding effects. It's a great item to put on early. Just pays back dividends.
So pretty good lucky arrow generated by Rob. Most units always attack straight, but there was
25% chance he would have done more damage to the tower.
Right.
Because of that bonus, he would have done 9.
Yep.
And here's a Sucker Punch. So.
And that also means he can't cast
any
spells. Yep. So I think this Magnus is done for.
I say a pretty close game with a decent lead going to RAB, Rob. AJG. All right, I'm going to just call him Rob.
Just call him Rob,
His name's Rob.
Rob. Yeah. There's only one Rob in my life, though.
Rob does have 8 gold, and he's planning on holding the Helm of the Dominator. He does have some gold building up from the Iron Fog gold mine, and perhaps if he kills some more heroes or tracks, he will be able to get enough to buy that Helm of Dominator from the secret shop. And holding, what does that do, Lumi?
Yeah, so on your shop on the left, the item just keeps cycling, so it's kind of essentially always random.
Yep.
But if you see something down the line that you want to buy but you can't afford right now, you could keep spending 1 gold to hold it turn after turn after turn, and it will be the Helm of Dominator in that spot every turn from now on if you want it to be.
As long as you pay the 1 gold.
Right. Yeah, so Rob is thinking, okay, I can't afford the Helm of Dominator right now, but eventually this item is going to be really good for me, so I'm going to hold it for a while.
And this Sorla that he's placing down, what is Sorla's signature spell? It is an improvement, right?
Yes.
Called
Assault Ladder.
Yeah.
And it's going to let everybody that's hitting the tower to hit for 2 more.
So you want to put in a lane where a lot of stuff is hitting the tower.
Yeah. Oh, another arrow, 25% chance over to the creep here. So some tower damage denied for Hyped.
Yeah.
And what do you want to see as Rob here?
Does he track here?
It's looking good. You know, the hero is currently dying.
Currently dying, but this is what's scary about Track later on in the game. The Hyped has answers, should he get tracked, to save his Beastmaster. So he does have a healing salve, and that would put him in a healthy range for Track not to proc.
So I guess we can't really see here because we're seeing both players open hand. But when you're in game and playing against an opponent, you will see Hype has 6 cards, and the item has a different color on the back. So Rob knows Hype has an item. An item are generally a good way to give you some extra HP or armor. In this case, healing the Beastmaster out of range. So
what is that improvement called? The Oath.
Ooh, that's a sick one. So this is a pretty all-in improvement. It basically says you can't cast any more spells in this lane or creeps, but everybody's gonna hit super hard
if there's a black hero.
If there's a black hero, so
everything gets +4 attack. That's a cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that Shadow Fiend?
It does
that
look
is
like
Shadow
it,
Fiend. Yeah.
Yo,
taking an oath with him.
Yeah, he's doing something.
Yeah.
Selling your soul. But yeah, that's a scary card to play too. I've definitely seen it backfire because if you can't play your creeps or spells, you have a lane that you kind of just have to rely on a black hero surviving and wide enough to push for that extra damage and get that benefit.
Both players thinking about future retirement here.
Yeah.
Can't just play for now.
One of his 4 Iron Fog gold mines. Again, this is an improvement. It can be played into any lane, and the 3 gold is gained after the combat phase, which is what just happened.
So look at this lane. This is.
You gonna let that oath rip?
You gonna let that oath rip?
Woo! Sorla has the passive ability of Warmonger.
Yeah.
Deals 4 damage when attacking a tower.
So right now, Rob is taking 16. If Hype plays Oath, he's gonna take 12 more, so 28 damage.
Yeah, that's
a lot of damage.
It's pretty scary.
Nope.
He's gonna do the payday.
Okay, doubling his gold.
From 11 to 22.
He's gonna do it again, I think.
Oh, he's out of black heroes, so.
Oh.
Yeah, Sven can only cast red spells.
And the only red spell he has, or improvement rather, is Burning Oil, and that just gives his tower +2 retaliate.
So it looks like both player after this turn is going to be able to shop for some kind of big items. 27 gold on Rob, 27 gold on Hype.
Puts the retaliate in this lane, and what this does is essentially does 2 damage to anything that attacks the tower. So you see this creep here is now dead. Yep.
So both deck has Vesture the Tyrant. We've been kind of mentioning this item, but remember when Rob held that Helm of the Dominator last turn? Now he gets to buy it. So looks like that is going to be his big item. Not many kind of crazy creeps to steal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, because right now we're playing against a red and black deck, which don't have too many beefy, high-value creeps, at least yet. And looking at Hype's deck, the biggest creeps he really has are things like this Tyler Estate Sensor or the Oglodi Vandal. Pretty low value. If anything, maybe Rob should have considered looking for his Vesture a little bit more, but he's going to hold on to that Helm of the Dominator to see if it gets some value, maybe swinging some creeps to his side.
Yep. We'll see if Hype bought anything himself. Man, I really want to see the Oath, It would have hit her so hard.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of damage.
Yep. So remember at the beginning of the game when I talked about the little 3 number next to Beastmaster? Well, it's been 3 turns, so he can summon a little boar now.
Yep, and the boar is going to have to go into this space. As we've mentioned, there are no such things as empty spaces, so this is where the boar will go.
Yep.
Which is fine. I mean, that thing's 2/2, and the boar is 3/3, so.
Yep.
And he does have a lot of options to play some red or black cards.
Any interesting item did Hype pick up?
He got a Helm of Dominator.
Okay,
well.
all right.
So we got Helm to Helm.
Everyone's gonna, you take my creep, I'll take your creep.
I take it back. Yeah.
The funny thing is, whoever plays the Helm first is actually a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because
they won't see the other Helm coming.
There you go. All right, here comes the boar. So would you steal that boar?
I would.
Yeah, take that boar.
Because if you steal it, it might land in front of Debbie.
Yes.
And if it lands in front of Debbie, you
50% chance from a Debbie.
He's
just gonna kill it.
Okay.
Someone call PETA.
Poor little boar.
I'm always ready for someone to come.
Oh, okay. Hyped puts his Helm of Dominator down. He could take this creep. It's the only thing that he could take right now.
Right.
Is he gonna use it?
Or he's gonna use it as a threat, really. Basically, if you put any creeps here, I'm just gonna take it.
That might be a good move. You just play it and just don't use it.
Yeah. It does give Debbie some of that extra armor as well. So +3 armor prevents, any creep from spawning and just killing her.
I don't know. That seems like 200 IQ. Now, the armor is also really nice. Another card that's in Hype's hand is he could gank, and that's exactly what's happening here. So gank, you basically allows your hero to fight a different hero in a different lane. And that 3 armor that he just gained essentially allow him to fight and then survive the fight. So barely with 1 health, but that's good enough.
Yep. Now Rob's looking at just 3 mana left, but he only has a black hero in this lane, so he does not have access to his green cards.
Yeah, but does have a lot of items that he could equip and help out his lane still.
I think he wants to hold on to this helm. Doesn't want to show it just yet.
Okay. There'd
be some good swings that he can use for that helm.
So health items really good for black creatures, black heroes.
Yeah.
The health items for the black heroes make them survivable, and their big attack can kind of like do a lot of work over multiple turns.
Okay, so we are going to see...
Takes it.
So are we going to see it take it back? He kind of has to, I think.
I think so. Do you take the healthier?
If you zoom out, are there anywhere else that he can use it?
Yeah, let's zoom out and take a look. Well, he doesn't have a hero on the middle, so I guess he's using it here.
Yep. Takes that healthier creep and lands in front of
doesn't land in front of Debbie. That's what he wanted.
Well, at that point, Debbie's not going to die to it.
Yeah, but he prevents 11.
Yeah, he's taking
18
right now, so...
He wants it in front of the Debbie or the
Beastmaster
just to prevent just a tank a bit.
Yeah.
You guys think Hype is in a pretty good spot if we talk about like the general game state? He looks like he's doing a lot of damage here, and there's no hero in the middle lane, right?
And Sorla's here.
He's doing great left, and he's doing great middle.
Yeah.
And right side, his tower's still 36. I think he's in the driver's seat here.
Yeah.
Okay. And whenever you have Sorla Khan in the deck, you could just come out of nowhere and take a tower because of her include card, right? Which is the Oath.
He could do it right now.
No,
Assault Ladder. Oh, he has access to both. And
the thing is, if he Oaths, this stuff adds up to 80 really fast.
Yeah,
I
so
love this.
He's going to kill it here.
Yep.
And then next turn, like, let's say he just drops a few things. He could do 80 in 1 turn.
Yep.
Maybe, or 2 turns, yeah.
Yeah.
Now this middle lane is a threat to Rob, and he does have 2 heroes coming out. He might feel compelled to put one of them here to slow down that mid tower from
for sure.
getting out of control. Yeah.
Every creep is represents 6 damage. Potentially an assault ladder's on top of that. That's 8 damage per creep.
And another creep's coming into this lane.
Coming in.
Ooh, Sniper though is going to be pretty good
so Sniper has ability.
Yeah. So Sniper, when you click it, it deals 5, but you also got to keep in mind that the Oath that we talked about only works when there's a black hero in the lane. So you could just kill Sorla Khan and remove that black hero, and all of a sudden that Oath does pretty much nothing.
Yep.
You wouldn't put the Sniper mid? Don't you think the Sniper needs to be there to shoot one of the creeps or to kill the Sorla?
I guess he's afraid of dying on the first lane as well.
Sniper's going to die to a creep. Well, he can use his ability, like you said, but at least if Rob does draw Assassinate, he can use that across lanes. But he does have to end up defending this first lane as well, since I believe Hyped is winning that.
Yeah. Debbie is at 1 health right now, so the Sniper headshot would go through the 3 armor and kill Debbie. And I think that's what Rob is counting on.
Hyped putting in his 2 heroes in the last lane, which I think we would call that his second lane that he wants to basically contest.
Kind of fighting every lane here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It's making it hard.
So right now, Hype has initiative. So that means he gets to act first this lane. This would have been really good if he drew a Primal Roar, which would have, locked out a lot of these heroes. But
Vesture comes out for Hyped. And again, that's going to give his tower 3 armor.
Yep. That also gives Beastmaster rapid deployment.
So he's getting 0 damage to the tower despite the 2 creeps hitting it.
Yep.
And what rapid deployment means is that when Beastmaster dies, normally it takes him 2 turns to come back, but now he gets to come back right now. But he's going to heal it up too, so.
That is a lot of health.
Yeah, Beastmaster's going nowhere.
That's how much health at 22?
That's a thick boy.
22 with 3 armor.
722 health. Oh.
Yeah.
3 armor. How is he ever going to kill that?
You don't kill it.
Well, you could potentially get an Assassinate someday, and this will come down to 10.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very expensive just to kill a Beastmaster. And at this point, you don't really want to kill it. You want to strand it, because it's just going to come back in the next turn, and you'll be back with 22
you don't want that guy
health.
in your lane. 22 health. What the
So, absolute unit.
Look at him. He just, Sniper has no chance.
We saw Hype drawing a card after that combat as well, and that's because he played the Omix Arena, which says whenever a hero dies, you get to draw a card.
So remember, the Oath doesn't let you cast spells or creeps,
but
it lets you cast improvements.
Yes.
Yep. Those are not spells.
So there's your Iron Fog that he can cast.
He can also choose to cast the Assault Ladders.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe not necessarily in this lane.
Yeah, so Assault Ladder lets your guys do more damage when you're hitting the tower, but when you're not hitting tower,
so
it doesn't do anything.
Decide to put that in the last lane.
Really good arrows here for for Rob.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he used Battlefield Control to get those arrows, so he wasn't just super lucky.
Battlefield Control is Jamoy's signature card.
Yeah.
It's 1 mana, but
pretty good card.
Yeah, allows him to kind of juke some of those tankier hits. Another Payday. It's very funny. The 2 decks we're seeing here have a lot of the same kind of themes, right?
Yep.
Just making gold, kind of like what Black does, and how many Paydays do each of our players have? Well, 1 Payday on Rob's side, but still. These items really showing their power here.
So it looks like we're going to see multiple no accidents.
Yep.
Which is a card that deals 3 damage to any unit.
Just taking tower damage. Okay,
that's
20.
20.
And the Bounty Hunter.
I mean, this is kind of scary, right? You're dying in all 3 lanes, and you don't really know.
How do you win?
How do you win?
How do you win if you're Rob?
I think Rob right now is just thinking about staying alive. He's not really even thinking about winning.
I guess he got the tower on the right at 23, but I mean, killing that tower is really hard. It's got oil on it.
Mm-hmm. 2 heroes, and they're both getting pretty beefy.
Our boy Hype's looking pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice drafting Sorla and Oath, gotta say.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Yeah. So, you know, Sorla wants to hit towers, Oath helps you hit towers, and then Oath also prevents everything but Sorla's signature card, which helps you hit towers.
Yes.
So, really nice synergy there.
Hitting tower theme deck.
Can we hover over that Heenfold turret? What does that do? I don't think we've seen this.
Deals 2 piercing damage to any unit, and this is only in its lane.
Yeah, and it's just an improvement. It just does it every turn.
Yep. So that's another card that Sorla can still play in this lane here if he wants to do that second.
Oh no,
that's in Rob's hand. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think a good way to think about improvement, it's kind of like a permanent buff to whichever lane you throw it on.
Yeah.
So
it's like an enchantment in Magic.
Yeah.
Or an artifact, I guess.
Ooh, that's a very nice item that I don't think we've seen on camera yet. So that's the Seraphim Shield, which it says equip hero has 2 armor and all units has -2 attack.
Very good in this lane.
Very good just to like help you defend and survive.
Yeah. Is he gonna override to cast this?
It looks like he's gonna draw a couple more cards first.
Can only do the Foresight.
Yeah. What does Foresight do? It draws 2 cards. Yeah.
It's the Pot of Greed here. Oh, you get the Dimensional Portal. That's great for blocking that incoming damage coming in from Sorla.
Hey, it turns out drawing cards good. You get to see more options.
Yep. Gets the Phase Boots, which I don't even know if we've seen today. But Phase Boots gives you 4 health and has an active on a 2-turn cooldown that lets you swap with any neighbor. Or sorry, not even neighbors, just any unit.
Friends, yeah.
Any friends.
I mean, the cool thing is that we're seeing the Oath is applying so much pressure, and Rob has to keep spending cards in a lane that...
Yeah, he don't want to fight the Oath, but he has to fight the Oath.
But he has to fight the Oath, or he's going to lose, So it's just a tough situation. So we saw Steel Strength being cast, which removes 4 attack from one guy and gives 4 attack to another guy. Trying to really shrink that Sven for now.
Seraphim Shield. That makes all units have -2 attack. So even this Magnus, who was at 11 with the Steel Strength, brought down to 9.
Just enough to kill the Debbie without dying, though.
Yep.
Yeah,
good math.
Rob is trying his best to stabilize and survive.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about winning right now, which is a pretty bad spot to be in.
2 creeps going into the last lane for Rob. But it's tough. All of these towers are relatively healthy for Hyped.
1 minute until forced surrender.
And when there's 1 minute until forced surrender too.
Hyped, they're both, their timers are pretty low.
Yeah.
Both of them. A sign of a game that really is close.
Mm-hmm. double bounty hunters in the first lane. Let's see which one procs, or if either of them at all. The Janata, that is. Oh, both of them.
They both. That's a lot of damage.
They mad.
Yeah.
Just enough, though. That's just enough.
A little bit over.
If they didn't proc, though, you know.
Yeah.
So we're going to see the Helm of Dominators go back and forth. And I think
the arrow does not switch back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it frees
Once
him up.
the aggro is there.
Yeah. So
Takes
he
him
was
out.
going to hit the Beastmaster, and not anymore.
Equips the Hourglass.
So the Klazarim Hourglass, what that does, makes it so that if you draw a card, it's locked. It's one of the most annoying cards.
It is. It's like you don't actually even draw cards anymore.
A really good way to beat that card is you just beat them. So you don't have to draw more
Just
cards.
win, lol.
Yeah, you just win, and then you don't have to draw more cards. And then you're fine.
Yeah, just win.
Yeah.
Rob just slayed that creep, so no longer anything blocking it, and currently Hype doesn't have anything else.
Is he going to hip fire that bounty hunter?
Which one? The one that's taking 7?
The one that's going to die, yeah.
But he's gonna just slay the creep, and he could hit for 11.
Yep, Debbie's
Slay.
passive.
Slay just kills a creep dead, no matter how big or what size or what color.
Yep, Condemn, as we've mentioned before, is just destroying that unit even if they're damage immune too.
Yep.
Hype doubling the gold once again. And looky here, he does have a Blink Dagger. Gives him some optionality to move heroes across lanes. But
We actually haven't seen that item a lot, right? It's one of the best items in the game.
Very rare in draft, getting any mobility at all.
Oh, this is
Oath not working out.
I think the fact that you force Rob to commit 2 heroes in this lane, I think that's working out. Yeah.
So you would say that it may be not even bad that he's Sorla dies here.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Because you want the Sorla left or right to like do more damage to the tower.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now Rob's 2 heroes are potentially stranded here. He's going to slowly whittle down this tower, but Hyped is looking pretty good in the other 2 lanes.
I think he's going to blink away to the first lane. Is that looking like the... Yeah.
There's only 9 health left on the first tower, so with Debbie coming in for Hyped as well in the next hero deploy, he's going to look to just win in that first lane.
And now this shield working against him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all units having 2 less attack, including your own. So.
Just drop the shield, Magnus. What are you doing?
Yeah, if there's only a way. buy it something and get rid of it, you know?
Yeah.
I wish you could just sell items back, anytime you want.
Sell it back to the store.
1 minute.
You gotta be in the shop, dude. Only if you're you have to deploy.
Yeah, okay.
If you die and you're ready to deploy, that'd be funny.
All right, so
4 heroes left.
ooh, that's unfortunate.
Good arrow, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these arrows, again, are randomly generated. 25% to go left or right.
Hyped does have initiative, and he has
Yes.
hip fire, which is going to take down this bounty hunter
Hip
and
fire.
free up 2 units.
Deal 4, grab initiative back.
Yep, which is exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Does 4 damage to bounty hunter and gets to go again because that gives initiative.
And he just drew Disciple of the Nevermore. So this is a pretty suicidal creep. It gives your whole board +2 attack in exchange for -2 armor, for as long as when that creep is also on the board. So it's very good for pushing this final bit of damage.
Yep. The Wingfall Hammer. Ooh, that is a lot of regen just because it's on that that Beastmaster there.
Yep.
And that's going to be the game.
So
Hyped.
2 towers down, and
good
Hype
win.
takes the first game.
I really like the way that Hype is playing. Like, he took that middle tower, but he's like, yeah, I'm going to still hit you here, and I'm going to go for the first lane and the third lane. This makes it really hard for Rob, because you don't really know which lane you need to go in to defend.
Hyped,
so.
this we could be looking at his first top 8.
Yeah.
He's excited.
I think by far he has the most hours and games of anybody.
Yes.
I think single-handedly he probably has more game than
I would estimate
2 to
like
3
more
players.
than 2,000 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draft is a different beast, though. Doesn't matter how much you play; it's how well you play.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
Just saying, I'm not just saying it.
What are you trying to say?
Just saying things,
Yeah. We've
But
got
I'm not trying to insinuate anything. Just
By saying that you are
Skill-based
insinuating
games.
things.
throwing shade.
Okay.
just saying.
Straight up throwing shade.
He's doing well. Wait. I'm not throwing shade. He's like 4-1.
All right, Swim is back.
I
with us on
missed
the
it. How'd
couch.
our boy do?
He won.
He won first game?
Pretty easily. He won, like, pretty much almost all. Three lanes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So we